So to be clear, Mr. Trump has no financial relationships with any Russian oligarchs.
That's what he said. That's what I said. That's obviously what our position is.
I'm not aware of any of those activities. I have been called a surrogate at a time or two in that campaign, and I did not have communications with the Russians.
What do I have to get involved with Putin for? I have nothing to do with Putin. I've never spoken to him. I don't know anything about him other than he will respect me. Russia, if you're listening, I hope you're able to find the 30,000 emails that are missing.
So, it is political. You're a communist.
No, Mr. Green. Communism is just a red herring. Like all members of the oldest profession, I'm a capitalist.
Hello, this is AG, the anonymous host of Mueller, She Wrote. With me, as always, is Jaleesa Johnson.
Hey.
And Jordan Coburn.
Hello.
And today, I wanted to go over our assessment of what came out in the Department of Justice Inspector General's findings into the 2016 election, the big DOJ-IG report. So when I say DOJ-IG, I don't even know if it's easier to say the whole thing or not.
Right.
The IG report, 500 plus pages. And there's just a lot that came out, but there are some main points I wanted to go over. And I haven't noticed nothing in here surprised me. Nothing in here shocked me or is different from anything that we've been saying at all. But I wanted to release this as soon as possible because I wanted everybody to know what is in this report before Monday. I want to get it out there. First, let's talk about what was reviewed in this report, which we already knew because of our last episode. We went over this. First, the investigation was going to find out if there was bias in the FBI between Strzok and Page. The two people texting each other.
Mm-hmm.
The Nunes had his dick exploded. I don't know. Next, the report covers Comey's press conference on Clinton and his 2 letters to Congress to reopen the Wiener laptop situation.
Mm-hmm.
The next issue is whether or not McCabe should have been recused altogether from the Clinton probe. The next point of the investigation is whether or not a DOJ official fed information to the Hillary campaign. This is about the WikiLeaks dump that showed a guy named Kadzik, the assistant AG for legislative affairs. He emailed Podesta about an HRC oversight hearing and a FOIA request for State Department emails. And they were like, should he have done that? Finally, the report was supposed to cover any other noteworthy DOJ and FBI leaks. This should have been about the New York field office threatening to leak the Wiener laptop, but it really didn't go into it like I wanted it to. Well, anyway, let's start with whether or not the Strzok and Page texts had any political influence on the FBI investigation. We here at Mueller, She Wrote said no. The answer is no. The IG finding states, quote, "Our report did not find evidence to connect the political views expressed in these messages to specific investigative decisions that were reviewed. Rather, we found the investigative decisions were the result of discretionary judgments and were not unreasonable."
Nice.
Point for us.
Yes.
MSW,
It's no longer conjecture.
MSW 1, Trump 0. You put beans on it, they were there. Next, the investigation wanted to determine if Comey acted within policy when he made his July 5th announcement, and then again when he sent letters to Congress about the Wiener laptop. We said he went against DOJ policy but didn't have a choice. The OIG found that yes, he did go against DOJ policy.
No.
We also said that not sending the letter could delegitimize a Clinton win and that leaks pressured Comey into announcing. The IG did determine that the FBI should have acted on the Wiener laptop sooner than it did, and we'll get into that more later. Mm-hmm. The IG, however, found no evidence that Comey's decisions were politically motivated. Quote, "Instead, we found that his decision was a result of several interrelated factors that were connected to his concern that failing to alert Congress would harm the FBI and his ability to lead it, and in his view, Clinton was going to win the presidency and that she would be perceived to be an illegitimate president if the public first learned of the Wiener laptop after the election."
Yeah.
Although Comey told us he didn't make the decision because it would leak otherwise, several FBI officials are saying that the concern about leaks did play a role in the decision.
All right.
Oh, yeah.
Correct.
Next was whether or not McCabe should have recused himself from the Clinton email probe. We said no. He did everything right when he hired the ethics guy and he talked to the FBI and tried to figure it out because his wife was running.
Right.
And was getting money from the DCCC. So we said no, he did everything right. And the IG report says We are correct.
Yeah.
On this issue, quote, we believe McCabe did what he was supposed to do and that McCabe was not at any time required to recuse under relevant authorities, even though he voluntarily recused himself on November 1st.
This feels good. Very validating.
I was going to say, can we do this for all of our segments?
What about when we're wrong, though?
Yeah, bow. Then Price is Right wrong.
Or Blue's Clues, it sounded
Bum, bum, ba, bum. Bow. Next is the whole Kodzik affair. Did Kodzik release non-public information? We said no. The IG said no. That is correct. The IG found, quote, we did not find that Kodzik released non-public information or misused his official position.
All right.
Kodzik was the guy who emailed Podesta about the HRC FOIA request. This is the thing that Trumpers keep harping on Podesta about. Podesta's going to go to prison. Podesta this. Yeah, you know what? Shove it. We were right.
Nice.
So the main piece I was waiting for, and the thing I wanted was waiting for this whole report to come out, was the New York field office leaks. And it's important to note that a source briefed on the IG report says that the issue of alleged leaks to Rudy Giuliani about the Wiener laptop is not limited to what's in this report. We've conjectured that there's an entire other investigation into those leaks, and now that's been corroborated. One should note what Devin Nunes said on Fox this week.
Tell you what we know about that at the time. So we actually had, and I've never actually said this before, because we had whistleblowers, but we couldn't really use the information, but now that it's in the IG report, we can. We had whistleblowers that came to us in late September of 2016 who talked to us about this laptop sitting up in New York that had additional emails on it. I mean, the House Intelligence Committee, we had that, but we couldn't do anything with it.
When was that again?
In 2016.
What, do you know when exactly?
I think it was late September.
Okay, so ultimately, they didn't move on this until late October.
So good FBI agents brought this to our attention, but what could we do with it?
Well, there's another exchange I want to bring to your attention.
So, hey, Nunes was in on it, on the New York field office leaks. And may have been pressuring Comey, or may have been the reason Comey had to come out in front of all this. All of the, it's all stacking up in our favor on what we think the reason why Comey had to go outside of DOJ policy and be insubordinate.
He was cornered, almost framed in some ways.
He was blackmailed.
Yeah.
If we're going to come out with this from a pro-Trump, anti-Hillary point of view. And if that had happened, shit would have been fucked.
Totally.
So there's that. And also of note, Eric Prince told Breitbart in November of 2016 that he had contacts inside 1PP. That's One Police Plaza. It's not a PP tape. That told him about the Wiener laptop, so he knew about it. So make sure to check out the full episode this Monday that includes an exclusive scoop on the New York field office that came out of an interview with Scott Stedman, really brilliant young journalist out of UC Irvine. I fully believe now that something will come out exonerating Comey and his decision to come out with the Wiener laptop news ahead of any pro-Trump leakers out of the New York field office. So put some beans on it.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
That was amazing.
Yay.
I wish we could do that every
Me
30
too.
or so episodes.
Those make me so happy.
I love it.
All right, you guys, thank you so much for listening, and please check out our main episode Monday morning in the middle of the night, probably. I am your host, AG.
I've been Jaleesa Johnson.
I've been Jordan Coburn.
And this is Mueller, She Wrote. Mueller, She Wrote is produced and engineered by AG with editing and logo design by Jaleesa Johnson. Market consulting by Amanda Reeder at Unicorn Creative. Our digital media director and subscriber